Welcome back to the channel, Weird People. Today we are talking about the self-titled 21 Pilots album. The self-titled 21 Pilots album is strange. It's strange because it feels like even a lot of 21 Pilots fans kind of ignore this album's existence. It's strange because it doesn't really fit into the grand scheme of the 21 Pilots discography. The drummer Josh Dun is not on the album, and it sounds almost nothing like any other 21 Pilots album. You're only going to get bits and pieces on the self-titled that you will see translate and be elaborated upon in future albums. Specifically talking about a lot of religious lyrics this album, the most jam-packed, the most Christian out of all of the 21 Pilots albums. Several songs referencing God, referencing faith, referencing heaven or hell or the devil. And you don't really get a lot of that in the future 21 Pilots albums, but you get a lot of that with this one. Another thing you're going to notice, where's the electronic music? Where's all of the rapping from Tyler Joseph? It's not there. It doesn't really exist if there's anything that's rapped or any electronic music like on Fall Away. I'm trying to think of a song that has rapping in it. I don't know if there is any rapping. You'll have like fast kind of sing vocal, talk vocal singing on like Taxi Cab. But in general, there's not really any rap. It's an album that feels so different from technically the next album, the next one officially released on streaming, which was Brasel 4 years later. They changed a lot since then. They gained a lot of popularity with that album. This one, not very popular, but I think it's one of their best. And by one of their best, I mean their best. Most of the music throughout this album is piano ballads. Like, it's just a lot of piano. Addict with a Pen being a very strong example. You have a lot of songs which are very strange. I mean, that's another thing about this album. The vocals are very strange, but the lyrical content is strange. The ideas for the songs are strange. A Car, a Torch, a Death is a perplexing song. It's a head scratcher. The Pantaloon is totally ridiculous. It is so goofy sounding, yet somehow impactful. March into the Sea is a song that is just so focused on the narrative, it doesn't leave a lot of room for anything else. I mean, this is a very singular album. All of these songs really stand out so much, even compared to the rest of the 21 Pilots discography. This album is not going for any sort of pop appeal. They really are just kind of getting things out that they want to say and recording music that has a lot of heart and personality, and music that I think is very strong for the entire duration of the album. I've already named several of the highlights on this album, but it is kind of difficult to do when I feel like almost every single song is a highlight. The Pantaloon stands out a lot. Well, it's not going to be a song that hits for you every single time because it is, kind of goofy while also being heartfelt. It's a strong song, in my opinion. Addict with a Pen, Friend Please, has so many theatrics going on with the vocals and the lyrics. It's just so dramatic. It feels like a monologue being delivered on a stage in the best way possible. March to the Sea is very impactful, even though it is a very lyrical song and not so much a musical one. Johnny Boy is just a crap ton of fun, super high energy. I think it's the easiest song to recommend to anyone on this album. It sounds legitimately great, while also sounding kind of old and kind of low res. It still sounds great, in my opinion. Oh Misbeliever, another emotive one. Aircatcher, Trapdoor. They all kind of fall into the theatrical nature of Friend Please, and they all carry a lot of emotion and weight to them, while also having somewhat cryptic lyrics that are up for interpretation. Taxi Cab is a gorgeous song. I think Before You Start Your Day, Taxi Cab lyrically is beautiful, is really, really beautiful, but then Before You Start Your Day, I think, is a really beautiful, really slow piano ballad that I don't think hits for everyone, but it hits for me a lot. It's just one that really leaves an impact on me, the slowness of it, how methodical it is. It's just a really kind of beautiful and impactful song to me. As far as complaints go, they are pretty far and few between. I think Implicit Demand for Proof and Isle of Flightless Birds are reaching too high. I think the songs are too ambitious. They're the longest songs on the album, and there's a lot of different passages they have musically, and it all comes across as kind of try-hard. And I fully understand if someone loves these songs and thinks they're the best ones on the album, because they are the most ambitious songs on the album, at least in terms of the music and the transitions and all that's going on. They're very busy songs. They don't do as much for me. I actually like the more simplistic piano ballads. I think those are just more emotional. I think the lyrics hit harder with those songs. And then Fall Away feels the most mainstream. It's the only song on the entire album where I feel like they're trying to do something mainstream. I think the song sounds pretty good, but the more you listen to it, the more it sounds like a pop song, and the more it sounds like they're trying to do something sort of mainstream, which I believe is why it is one of the most popular songs on the album. Yeah, that's about it as far as complaints go. All of that nonsense and rambling being said, I think this is a fantastic album. It is not an easy album to listen to. It is very weird. The vocals, and that's another thing. If someone hates this album because of the vocals, that is completely justified. His vocals are the most unpolished they've ever been on anything they've officially released. They are so unpolished. He sounds like a total dweeb. But the lyrics and the music, in my opinion, are so strong that it more than makes up for it. And also, I believe there is a certain urgency in this voice. There's a real sense of urgency. There's real uniqueness. It brings a lot of personality to the album, I believe, this voice. That is also present on the other 21 Pilots albums, but there's a certain rawness to the vocals on this album that I really appreciate, even without any of the screamo stuff or hard rock. This is my favorite 21 Pilots album. I think it's great. I ranked all the 21 Pilots albums. You can watch that video linked in the description. Did top 10 songs. I did a bunch of 21 Pilots videos. You can watch them all in the description linked below. But I love this one. It's a 4.5 out of 5 for me. I think it's really fantastic and one of my favorite debut albums and one of the best albums of 2009. 15 years since this album was released. 15. That is crazy when you think about it. Wow. I mean, this album feels like an ancient relic when you think about it like that. And see how far 21 Pilots have come and just how huge they are now. And we have so much to look forward to with this new album. I really love Next Semester. A lot more than Overcompensate. I thought Next Semester was incredible. And they've just come a long way. They've come a long way. And they're one of my favorite bands of all time. So this is very cool. Very cool to see 21 Pilots 15 years later. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.